The Quapaw Nation has been kind of a forerunner in Indian country, starting off a lot of the ventures that we're in. I mean, this is, to me, a family ranch. I get to come here every day and do what I love to do. I wouldn't trade this for the world. I really wouldn't. I would show up here every day if I had to do it on my own. It's just something I love to do. It's in your blood. As long as you give them space, they'll move from you. They don't want to be messed with. I don't want to give them the opportunity to charge me. I'm Mitch Albright, Director of Agriculture for the Quapaw Nation. I am a tribal member. Starting back in 2012, I think, leadership at that time wanted to start a cattle company to produce proteins and meats for the tribes, not only for our elders but in our youth, but also for our agribusinesses and casinos. So we have the cow-calf operation, the bison operation, and we also have a feeding facility. It's about 400 acres. We house anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 head of yearling cattle for yearling producers year-round. We actually built the processing facility the fall of 2017, 25,000 square foot. We opened with 7 people. It's the first USDA inspected tribal facility that's on trust land in the United States. I think for us, it's just a point of professional pride that a tribe can take care of itself. It's that food sovereignty aspect that the tribe's pushing for, to be able to produce locally grown, hormone-free products to all of its members and its businesses. The cattle company is a lot bigger than what is just cattle. We have a mercantile farmers market group that takes care of the greenhouses, the farmers markets, tutorials, you name it.
Yep, snap peas are starting to show up. That's good. My name's Michelle Bowden. I'm a member of the Quapaw Nation. I also work for the tribe as the agriculture environmental specialist. When I came in, we started really doing a lot of brainstorming on some of the things that we can do outside of just our meat processing. So we decided to add on our gardens, try to teach people. I do a lot of videos, a lot of workshops that I bring people in and try to teach them either food preservation or gardening techniques, things like that. And you know, all of that webbing right there gives its flavor. You know, we have a sovereign right to be able to feed ourselves appropriate foods that our generations have been raised upon. The bison's always been an integral part of the Native American communities throughout the United States, not just the Quapaws. We don't ever produce more than we actually need. We don't slaughter more than we actually need. I'm so glad to see that we're trying to bring bison back to the plains.
It takes so much more to raise buffalo than it does beef cattle. Buffalo are very territorial. Don't hurt anybody while we're here on video. Stressors are huge on buffalo. You know, buffalo by nature are migratory. They were meant to move. They were never meant to stay in captivity like we do here. So we treat them like beef, like bovine, but they don't work the same. Keeping stress down on buffalo is priority one. It doesn't matter if they're in a pasture, if they're in a handling facility. They were how our people survived years ago. I've just kind of taken it upon myself to be a part of those that take care of them from here on out. The pandemic we've been going through, I think it's opened a lot of folks' eyes on how are you going to feed your people, how are you going to feed your family.
Food sovereignty, it's our way of being able to provide for ourselves and make it sustainable for ourselves. A lot of people these days have gotten away from your traditional gardening. A lot of people don't know how to grow things from seed and be able to feed themselves. So we're always looking to showcase some of the things that we do so people can come in and learn from us. Oh, yep, that one here, we do have one in here that's still going. Really, in this garden, I'm producing mostly stuff to go to our farmers market. So I try to get things that are going to be marketable, whether it be cucumbers, squash, zucchini. I've started strawberries this year. We have a kids garden located at our daycare center. They can go out in the afternoon and be able to pick what they want or go water it. We're just trying to teach them kind of at a young age how to grow their own food. I also have a seed saving garden that we have isolated from a lot of other things. And we have a Superfund site in Pitcher, Oklahoma that has actually been remediated in a certain area. So I've used that as my garden for specifically seed saving. So this here is one of our remediated sites. As you can see in the background, those are our chat piles. It's basically mining waste that they have dug out of the ground while they were mining lead for bullets for the wars. I mean, it's obviously something that the United States needed at the time, but when it was left behind, this is what we were left with. The Quapaw tribe was one of the first tribes in the United States that was able to take over their own remediation projects of a Superfund site. So we definitely feel that we're the best stewards of this land, considering it is our territory. And we feel like we're going to go above and beyond to make sure that we're putting this back into production and making it safe and healthy for everybody. We are really considered in a food desert. There's a long way you have to go, very few options for fresh foods. You can go to a convenience store and get something processed, but that doesn't necessarily translate into healthy alternatives for people. The Quapaw Farmers Market and Food Hub is an excellent place for everybody to gather, for us to all feel a sense of community. And we're really trying to incorporate this more into an actual store setting than, say, an In-N-Out. There's just not a whole lot here in Quapaw, so we really want to make it accessible for everybody to have fresh vegetables, fruits. Hi, how are y'all doing? Good, come on in. We've got all of our beef products on that left side. There's a few bratwursts that we got in that middle cooler, and then our bison is on this far right-hand side. Yes. I do believe very strongly in working for my people, so therefore when I came to the Quapaw tribe, I know that food's important and it makes me feel just incredible and definitely needed. I really don't know how else to describe it. I feel like I have a purpose.
Hopefully the story has inspired some other tribes to do what we're doing, to reach out and even in Indian country as a whole, to establish a foothold in Indian ag and take it to the next level. That's the whole point of doing what we're doing, and then we're just putting a tribal spin on it, and it makes everybody feel good. Everybody in the community knowing that they're eating products raised here from the ground they live on, the ground that they grew up on. I think that's the whole point.
Quapaw food initiatives have expanded to include honey and coffee, as well as the beef and bison products.